Hey, good morning. You know the drill, playing Immaculate Grid. I like to do a little bit earlier on Saturday. Just more time for the rest of the day, more time to enjoy baseball later in the day. So I'm gonna roll right into it, playing Immaculate Grid, going for the low rarity score like I do. Did pretty well yesterday in my redemption tour. I think I got, what was it, an eight, I think. Yeah, rarity score of eight yesterday after flubbing the previous two games. Pound refresh and let's play. Ooh, only two teams. Interesting. Uh, we got 40 homer season batting, All-Star, Cardinals. Cardinals will match with the Blue Jays. That'll be the one team combination. We got 200 hits in a season, Rookie of the Year. And I think we've established that you don't need to match accomplishments. So Rookie of the Year, 40 homer season batting, doesn't need to be Pete Alonso, Aaron Judge, or Mark McGuire. It could also be like Albert Pujols, who I think will be a popular one down here. Um, so let's roll into it, I guess. I'm gonna see how Todd Stottlemyre does here. Now he played for both teams. Takes 2%. All right. Um, Blue Jays who've had a 40 homer season. I think this is a relatively short list. I think Jesse Barfield is probably going to be the lowest rarity score. He did so in 86. The very next year, George Bell also hit 40. I think he hit 47 home runs. Reason I'm not going to go with Bell is he won the MVP, and the Blue Jays were very much in a playoff race. They just missed out in the last, I think, game of the season to a playoff spot won by the Tigers. So I think that one will be a little bit more popular in Barfield. And then if you go one that might have kind of been a little bit forgotten is Sean Green, 1999, had over 40 home runs. Carlos Delgado, I think, did it three times, like 99, 2000, 2003, all with the Blue Jays. And you've got more recently, and these will probably be the ones that get the bulk. I would say Batista and then Encarnacion and then Donaldson. And Vlad Guerrero Jr. And Marcus Simeon. Um, so we've got five fairly recent people, couple people from the 80s. Sean Green is a sneaky one for me because um he had his best years a couple years later with the Dodgers. He had a couple more 40 home run seasons. Um, Actually, I don't know if they were better than his 1999 season, but if you're thinking of Blue Jays from that era, you kind of think Delgado and Vernon Wells, and you think of Sean Green more of his Dodger. At least I do, even though I watched him in the home run derby that year, 1999. Um, I mean, Barfield, he had exactly four. I know he had exactly 40 in 86. Can for an arm. I think I'm gonna go with Barfield. I just have another one. Tony Batista. That one might actually be even better. He hit 40 home runs in the 2000 season. Let's do Tony Batista. Batista. I think that one's going to be sneaky good because he's a less prominent player than both Delgado and Green and was doing it at the same time as those guys. So he goes sub 1%. That's an interesting one. We'll see if that was the best one. Let's see. Any player who's had both a 40 homer season and a 200 hit season. Um, That'll be an interesting one. Anyone who's had a 200 hit season with the Cardinals. So like Musial will work. Uh, Rogers Hornsby will work. I think Frankie Frisch will probably work. Willie McGee will certainly work. Albert Pujols will work. Albert Pujols will work. Like I guess he'll work like anywhere here. Um, because he did have one 200 hit season. It might be a sneaky way to get Pujols in is to use him here, just because he wouldn't because I think a lot of people will pick him here or possibly here. I think a lot of people will do what I kind of thought, which is you have to do the 40 home runs in the same season as you win Rookie of the Year, which is not the case. Like Frank Robinson is an example of someone who will work here because he had 49 home runs the year he won um, MVP with the Orioles, won the Triple Crown, and he was a Rookie of the Year earlier than that with the Reds. So I'll think on that one. I might come up with some more recent rookies of the year who also got 40 home runs, but I think Frank Robinson is a pretty good pick. Um, let's test out my theory here because there's plenty of I can go with plenty of Cardinals who've gotten to 200 hits. I'm gonna call it right now that Ichiro will be the most common one there. Could go with Al Simmons again. I'm sure he had a bunch of seasons with 200 hits, and he was one of the first All Stars. I am not brought to you by Hulu. Sorry. Um. All right, we should start filling some of these in. I've just been pondering out loud. Yeah, let's see here. You just need any All-Star who got to 200 hits in a year. Um, how about former Brewers manager? Actually, I'm not. I was gonna say Harvey Keene. It's good. I mean, there's so many options here. I'm gonna go with Al Simmons because he was an early All-Star. He takes less than 0.1%. He famously was struck out by Carl Hubble in the 34 All-Star game. So he was with the White Sox at the time, but that's irrelevant here. Let's see. Other Cardinals who got 200 hits. I'd be surprised if Brock didn't get there at least once. He didn't walk a lot, and he did get to 3,000 hits. Um, let's see. Let's see if we can come up with someone better than Frank Robinson for a Rookie of the Year who got 40 home runs. Um, I want to say Andre Dawson will work. I think he was a Rookie of the Year, and he had 49 home runs in 1987. He might play better than Frank Robinson just because Robinson was a more famous player. And then you go, so I think of other early rookies of the year, which aren't springing to mind. Um, in the 50s and 60s, and I think Dawson won a Rookie of the Year in the 70s, and then 49 home runs for the Cubs in 1987. Um, let's see. Mike Piazza won Rookie of the Year in 93 and then a 40 homer season in 97 and 99. Got that. He'd work. Pujols would work. McGuire would work. Judge would work, but they did it in the same year, and I think that's what most people their brains are gonna go to that. Um, let's just hit some other rookies of the year. Jeter never hit 40 home runs. Nomar never hit 40 home runs as the American League in the 90s. Ben Grieve never hit 40 home runs. Um, 99 rookie of the year. I'm just gonna see how Frank Robinson does. 0.5%. All right. No sense in agonizing over it. Let's see. Cardinals who've won rookie of the year. Um, there's Pujols. I believe Willie McGee won rookie of the year in 1982. I think I'm remembering that right. And then down here, you just need anyone who was rookie of the year and an all-star. How about 2003 rookie of the year winner Dontrell Willis? See how he does. 0.2%. Maybe I could have gone lower. But I remember '03 Rookie of the Year and '05 he had a huge season. So also I think there's a theme of hitters. So like you can kind of I know I play this way where I'm just like, hey, I'm putting a bunch of hitters here. We got 200 hits, we got 40 home runs. These are hitters. So if you like throw a little bit of a curveball with Dontrelle Willis as a pitcher, um, it's like I think other fans aren't um might be doing the same thing I'm usually doing, where I'm just like in the mode of trying to guess hitters. Like right now, I'm thinking 200 hits, and where do I put Albert Pujols? And do I put Albert Pujols, or is he too obvious? Um. Anyway, let's. I think Todd Helton, he'd be a good pick here. Did it in the same year. You don't have to have done it in the same year. Um, Pujols is an interesting pick. I guess he did in the same year, 2003. And like I said, he'll play well here. We just need any Blue Jays All-Star. Eh, let's see. Plenty of Blue Jays All-Stars. I mean, you figure there's one a year, right? At least one a year. Usually a lot more. How about Lloyd Mosby would be an interesting one. I think Damasco Garcia would work. I think I'm saying his name right. Tom Henke might be an interesting one. What if I went, because he's probably going to take some picks here. What if I went with Sean Green? Because I know he was an All-Star in 1999. Okay, he takes 0.4%. That's right. He's portrayed as a Dodger instead of a Blue Jay. Other Cardinals rookies of the year. Vince Coleman will work. So I think Willie McGee, Vince Coleman, Albert Pujols. Trying to think I'm not even sure when it was both an AL and an NL Rookie of the Year. Maybe that started right away. I don't exactly remember, but because Jackie Robinson won the first Rookie, I don't know if there was an AL Rookie of the Year in 1947. Rogers Hornsby will also work here. Because he had at least, I think he had one 40 homer season. You just go over some home run, uh, people with big home run totals. Bonds, yes. Sosa, I don't think ever got 200 hits. I could be wrong though. Maybe in '01. McGuire never, Maris never. Ruth, I'm pretty sure probably did get to 200 hits when he was hitting like 390, even though he walked all the time. Um, Not sure about Mays. Aaron will work. Um, like I said, I mentioned Helton. Chuck Klein. I've used him a few times. He would work. Definitely work. Let's do Chuck Klein. Let's see how he does. He goes way less than 1%. And so I just need a Cardinal who got 200 hits. Probably not Musial. Hornsby might also be too obvious. Frankie Fish, I'm not 100% sure. Ducky Medwick, I'm pretty sure will work. Because he won the Triple Crown in like, I want to say 37. And I'm very sure got to 200 hits. So let's see how he does. They're making me do his real name. I don't even know what it was. Joe, apparently. Uh, as an aside, I'm never really sure when it's very inconsistent. Like you can use sometimes a player will go by his like popular nickname, like Shoeless Joe Jackson. You actually have to write Shoeless to find him. But like Goose Gossage, you have to it's Rich. This is another one where it doesn't go by Ducky. But there we go. Less than 1%. All right. We just need a Cardinal. This might be my grid buster here because I've got Willie McGee, Albert Pujols, Jaime Garcia. Did he win a Rookie of the Year? No, I think Jaime Garcia was a rookie the same year Bryce Harper was a rookie and didn't win a Rookie of the Year, but he was really good his rookie season. Um, And I'm trying to think, but I don't think anyone else in the 2000s other than Pujols won Rookie of the Year. In the 90s, the Dodgers were always winning Rookies of the Year. Um, you go to the 70s, but it's like I don't think Keith Hernandez won Rookie of the Year. I don't think John Tudor won Rookie of the Year. So this might be a grid buster. Maybe I'm just not remembering someone obvious from like the 50s who would have won Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna put in Vince Coleman. We'll see how he does. 15%. Okay, so he takes almost all of mine. There were six. Pujols takes the most at 77, which means that Coleman was second. Let's see if I was right about McGee because he would have been a better pick, and I did know or I did think him. I won't say I know him. I didn't have him with 100% certainty. Um, no, not sort by war, sort by team. See the other because everything else other than that I got a five. So this was really it. Okay, Wally Moon. I was never going to get that. Bill Verdon. I was never going to get that. Bake McBride. That's a name that seems like it should have been 100 years ago, but he played in 1974, won Rookie of the Year. I was never going to get that. Um, I was wrong about McGee. McGee did not win Rookie of the Year in 19 the early 80s. I think it was I was saying 82. Todd Worrell, however, would have worked. I want to say Todd Worrell was like in the 85 playoffs. But I guess wasn't still had rookie eligibility, and then Pujols, and then no one since then. So actually, I was never going to get these three. I wasn't going to get Todd Worrell either. So Vince Coleman, I guess was the safe pick given what I knew, and I would have gotten it wrong if I'd gone with McGee. So 20, still a pretty good score. See the most popular, like Pujols was the most dominant one here. Lowest scoring one, I guess, was Cardinals and Blue Jays. Paul DeYoung being the biggest champ there. I was right that the recent Blue Jay was the highest. So this was interesting. There was so many possibilities for most of these except for this one. So I saved the best for last. Other than that, I had about a five. So if I'd gone with Bake McBride, who's a name I'm not going to forget, then I could have gotten a little better. But hey, this was fun as it is, and I'll leave it to you guys to beat this score. I'm sure some of y'all will, and I will be back at it tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Once again, I guess I never made a plug here. I'll stop the share so I can make it all big, but this episode is brought to you by me, because who else is going to sponsor this? Baseball's Most Fun Frivolities, which is on Amazon. Link will be in the description. A few of you have bought the book. That's already more than I ever thought would buy the book. So I wrote it with the expectation that no one other than maybe my mom, who did buy some copies, would buy it. So it warms my heart that someone's going to read the random musings that I came up with about baseball. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone, and I'll see you in the comment section.